Alrighty, TCOM Rebel, we are back live. Glad to have you with us. Alright, so we've got our competition, little giveaway that we're going to do. We're going to definitely do that. We're going to draw the winner from the last one. We're going to do a slightly different format tonight. I am going to still do the giveaway, that's not a problem. But you would have heard in my previous, yesterday or the day before, I was talking about Exodus, and I need it on the laptop so that I can just do the transfers just from the laptop while I'm live streaming, and that way I don't have to do off screen. You can actually see me using Exodus on here. So you know what, we're going to install Exodus tonight, and we're going to put that basically we'll go through the whole installation, okay, and we'll go through anything that's sort of private. I'll black out off the screen. I'll just make sure I'm careful because I don't want to give away my private keys. Otherwise, I'm just giving you free money. So yeah, I'll do as much as I can on screen, and then I'll talk about it. If there's any steps, I'll put you through it, and then we'll go from like downloading it, installing what you need to do, and then once I get up and running, I'm going to transfer some Bitcoin Cash into there, and then I'm going to pay our winner from the one I'm going to choose tonight. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to say hello to some people first. Let's get on the live stream right now and we'll see what's happening. Alrighty, we got Mr. Bazinga, MC Hoddle, g'day, how you doing? Nathan, Ladley King, Rambo, hey guys, how you doing? Good to have you on board. Alright, so hopefully you're going to be interested in the wallet that I'm going to set up and show you how to do that, Exodus. Now some of you may already have Exodus, and that's fine. Maybe I can show you a couple little extra things that you may not know of. But we'll just go through that, and what we'll do is I'm still going to draw out the winner. I might leave that towards the end, after I transfer some Bitcoin Cash in there. So we're going to try and do the installation and do as much as I can to show you exactly how it works. All right, and it's fairly easy, but you just need to do the steps for that. All right, so what we're going to do, I'll just make sure my other one, my feed's working all right. G'day Dean, welcome. Hey Rommel. Yeah, internet is kind of slow, isn't it? Yeah, I can't say my internet's exciting. It's pretty slow where I am compared to some places. Okay, so we'll go to live streaming there. All right, now let's find Exodus. So it is EXODUS for Sam. .io. Okay, and it will say Exodus Movement Inc. US, and that'll be in the green section up here. Oh, you can't see it. I better put that screen on for you so you can see. Ooh, there we go. And I've just got to remember, if I want to black out something, I just got to press this button, and you can still see me, but we'll close that screen off. All right, so Exodus. Looks like they've changed it around a bit. So what I'm going to do, just to make sure I got the right spelling, I'm going to open up my software. I click on help, and let's make sure we've got the right address, exodus.io. Now the reason I did that is because I looked at this screen and thought, that looks a little bit different. So always good to check, because you don't want to be downloading something that's dodgy. So exodus.io. So that is the one. So they've done some changes to the website, but this is the software. These are the two people, JP Richardson and Daniel, who have created it. All right, and it's a really good app. Now, so what we need to do. Now, if you guys have got any questions during the live, just put in the live chat and I will get to you. So we click on download, and it'll take you to this page, and you can watch a video if you want on how it works. You got Windows, 64-bit, Mac, and Linux. So now I've got on my Mac, but I'm going to download it to my machine. I've got a 64-bit machine, So I'm going to download that. Now they just introduced 11 new digital assets. So let's click on that. We're up to 1.43.4. So it's about 70 megs. It's going to take about 30 seconds to download that. So while that's downloading, so some of the new ones it's added Bancor, Bitcoin Gold, Edgeless, First Blood, Matchpool, Numeraire, iExec RLC, Status, WeTrust, Wings, and 0x. So these are the ones that have just been added recently. Okay. And of course, it's got a whole bunch of other ones that it's already had, like Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, District, Funfair, Salt, Civic. So it's got all those, which is excellent. Now, also on this releases page, this is the page you'll always go to download. It will say releases up the top here. Okay. In the software, I'll show you when you open up the software, and how it tells you that you need to upgrade, and you always go back to this page. Nowhere else. Don't download it from anywhere else. So then we click on here. We've got Exodus, and we're going to install it. Now I think I've got Windows 10. So you might have slightly different, but it should be fine if it's a 64-bit. So let's see what it does. Installing Exodus. Now I don't think I've installed it on a PC before, so we'll just go through the process and then see what happens. Okay. Let's find. Now what I might do is on my other screen. Oh wow. Exodus has been installed. You can run it by clicking the shortcut on your desktop or in that menu. That's interesting. Let me just pop out this live chat. So I've got this here. That way I can see what you guys are saying. Alright, let's have a look on our desktop. Alright, where is it? I've got so much stuff on here. Oh, there it is. Exodus. So let's double click. Let's see what this does. Okay, welcome back, William. Thanks for joining us. And Algie, thank you. Good evening. This one I'm actually installing on PC. I've already installed it on my Mac. I probably won't do it again on my Mac because I think I've done a video before. Perhaps maybe I have to check that one out. But yeah, this one I'm actually doing installation on a PC now. It was actually, so far, this is pretty easy. All I did was I downloaded the icon and I clicked on it and essentially it installed. And we have Exodus 1434 here. Now you've got all these things. Now at the moment, it's pretty much complete. If we click on help, you'll see the version here. Okay. And this is where you click if you want to get releases. Also, it'll tell you, I think down the bottom here, it'll tell you if there's a new version, and you will click on it and it will take you to this page and you will re-download and install the new version. Okay. So if you need any information, you can get support, help. If you want questions answered, you can go through all these FAQs here. Okay. Frequently asked questions. So the main section is you've got your portfolio, right? At the moment, there's nothing in it because it's a circle here and there's nothing going on. Then you got individual wallets, and every time you click on one of these, it's actually that wallet. And at the moment, you'll have 0 transactions, but it'll actually create a wallet for each one of these coins, which is pretty exciting. And look at that list, and you can add more. If you click on add more, you can actually scroll down that list and you can add as many and also take out as many as you want. Now, if you actually hold the coin, so for example, Bitcoin, it's always active. Okay, you can't take that one out. I think also Ethereum is the same. You can't take that one out either. You'll see where it actually says it, always active for Ethereum. And I think what else is there? I think that might be it. So that's what it looks like there. The wallets are the individual wallets. So let's say we're in Bitcoin Cash, right? This is where you would send. You would click the send button. You'd put in the address, and then you would say how much Bitcoin Cash or how much in US dollars. And then this part down here tells you that fee, and then how much actual Bitcoin Cash you'll have at the end of it, your remaining balance. Okay, and you can also click on this to scan a QR code. All right, doesn't work so good unless you've got a really good camera. It doesn't scan very well. Or on my one, it doesn't scan. I haven't tried it with the new. I got a Logitech. What have I got? I think it's a C922. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so that's the one I've got. So it might do a QR code. I don't know, but yeah, maybe I can try that in the future. But anyway, it's all right. So basically, at the moment we've got nothing in there. Now exchange. This is how you swap one coin for another. You've got Bitcoin, all the different coins. Now sometimes whether there'll be different reasons, but some of these will be unavailable. Now at the moment they appear all to be valid and no. Decred is temporarily unavailable. You'll see that. And also when we get really big moves in the market, high volatility, you'll find that you can't exchange anything. Mainly because there's too much volatility, so the risk is greater for doing the trades, and then it would cost too much to do those trades, so they don't allow you to do them. So just remember that. When things are moving in the market, you may not be able to swap coins. Okay, you need to do it when there's less volatility. Down here is your order history, and you'll see all your different orders down there. And then this side is what you receive. So you might swap, Bitcoin Cash for Ethereum. You put in the amount, and all these values will fill in. You press the button, and it will exchange your coins for you. It usually takes up to between half an hour and an hour to exchange. Then you got backup. All right, so this has got to wait for the first deposit before we can back up. And this is the settings. You've got assets, which is all your assets here, and then localization. So you can have US dollar, you can have Australian dollar, any of your different currencies you've got there. We'll just leave it on US, and then you've got skins. So you can actually change, thing like, say, like Matrix. You can do the Matrix or Deep Space, Aurora. That looks good. If you like Shapeshift, you can put that one on there. So you can do all sorts of things. We can change the colors up here. They're just different skins. So you just choose whatever you like and go back to portfolio. So this does not work until we send something to it. So what I'm going to do is send some Bitcoin Cash to this address. So let me think how I'm going to do that. I know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the wallet address. So we go to Bitcoin Cash, we click on receive, and this is our Bitcoin Cash address. Okay, if we copy that, and then I'm going to send it over in my live stream, and once I have that now, I'm going to get my other Exodus, and I'm going to go into my wallet. Go back to Exodus. Okay, so that's our address. So now what I'm going to do, I might send, okay, let's say I'm going to send 100 US, right? So I click send, I'm going to paste in my address. Now you can't see this is because on my Mac, it's on different. I'm going to put in 100 US dollars. The fee for that's 3 cents. So I check the address. So here's a tip. When you're sending and you want to check the address, you look at the front, it says 12EE. I checked on my other one, that's correct. Look at the last 4 digits, capital TEHGL, that looks right. I don't worry about the middle, I just look at the front and the end, and I'm usually happy with that. So that's a safe way to know whether, because you don't want to copy and paste and accidentally miss something, because even though Exodus picks up on it that it's a mistake, but you can't rely on that. You got to get used to checking. So I'm happy that this is the correct address, because if I send this $100 to the wrong address, I'll never get it back. Understand that. And also, we want to make sure that we're sending and receiving from the same coin. You can't send other coins to other coins. So only Bitcoin Cash can accept Bitcoin Cash, and you can only send it. So I'm sending from a Bitcoin Cash wallet, this is a green one, and it's green on this screen. So that's how we know we're doing it right. So Exodus will try and prevent you from making a mistake, but you want to make sure that you do it, because some wallets you can make the mistake. So I'm going to click send, and it says sending. And what was that noise? That was no way. Did you see that? Well, I knew it was going to happen. That's how quick Bitcoin Cash is. All right. And Dash is pretty good too. If we've been waiting around for Bitcoin, it just doesn't happen that way. So there we go. We got 99.54. So it's a little bit less, and 2 things there. this constantly updates the price all the time. It gets the information. I think CoinMarketCap, where it gets the info from, but they're both the same. Also, we've lost a little bit. We lost a few cents, and then when it's been sent, the price would have changed as well. Okay, it would have changed on one here and changed on there as well. Now you'll notice the very first thing it says is backup, and it says create your password. Step 1 of 4. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a password, but I'm going to turn off the screen for a second. So, because you know, I don't want to. If I share, this is another thing. If you share your password or share this kind of information and your recovery keys, that means someone has access to your wallet. You don't want that, okay? Unless you want to give them everything that's in your wallet. So make sure you don't record it. You really need to write it down or print it out. I normally print it out and keep it in a safe location. All right, that's just me. But you can do that. But if you ever forget, there might be a chance you can get this back. But if you rely on that, you know, it may not happen. Okay. So, yeah, I won't show my password, MC Huddle. That's all right. Now, you don't want to make a weak password. You need to make a good one. So what I'm going to do, let me just press this button here. Let me see if I get the right one. Okay, I've turned off the screen, so I'm not showing that. Now I'm going to generate a password for that. Now, just for the fun of it, like you might go, well, how do you generate a password? There is a program. There's other similar programs to this, right? I use one called LastPass. Okay, LASTPASS. And LastPass has the ability to generate secure passwords, and it's pretty good at it. Okay, so I'm going to use that. And you can also put different options on it. You can't see what I'm doing at the moment, but I can make it like, you know, from A to Z and numbers and then symbols, and I can make it as long as I want. So I'm going to copy that password and paste it into where it said create password before. So you can't see that at the moment, but I'm going to paste that in. Okay, so then it's saying it's a very strong password, so that's good. Now, what I'm going to do, I don't want to lose that password, so I'm going to put that somewhere for the moment. Just give me a second. Now, I might just put it into Notepad. I put it somewhere different, but I'm just going to put it into Notepad for a second because I just want to paste it in there, and I'll probably print this out later. Okay, so you can't see much at the moment because I'm just saving my password. Now, you could write it down. You just don't want to make a mistake you don't want to make a mistake when you're writing out some of these things. So I'm just going to save that there on my computer. Now I'll probably move it or delete it or something. I just want to save it because if you choose a password and then you can't remember what it is afterwards, you got a problem. Okay, because you got to type this password in every time. Some people have like a password book, or you might have something else. It depends on what you want to do. Okay, so at the moment I can't show it, but there's a button you press next. So we're going to press next. Okay, now I'll show you this screen here. So now it says make sure your password is memorized. Time to practice your password. Put your password in. If you don't write this down, you won't get any further. So we'll turn off the screen again, and I'm going to put the password in again. Normally you would type it in. I'm just going to paste it because I got it saved. All right, just give me a second. Okay, so we go next. We type in the password again. It's a bit hard because it's got symbols and stuff in it. Okay, so now it's telling me this password is matched. So then we click on next. All right. Now what I'm going to do, I might try and give you a look at this screen. I'll try and block out a little bit of it so you can't actually see some of it. Just give me a second. I'm just going to block it out with Notepad. Just so now, because what's on this screen, underneath it, so I'll just give you a quick look, make sure there's nothing there exciting. So underneath where I've got Notepad on the screen there, it's actually got these keys. All right, it's actually got actually 12 words. Okay, and these words are like basically, well, if you type these words in, you'll be able to, they're called a recovery phase. And those 12 words, if someone has those 12 words, they will be able to basically get access to your funds. And a lot of systems have this, all right? So it says write down your recovery phase. And you've got to write them in this order from 1 to 12. And normally you write 1, then the word, 2, then the word. Now I can actually print this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press print. Make sure we're not giving anything away. Now, when I press print, the printer is printing at the moment. So I'm going to wait till that prints out. Now, we're up to step 3 now. And I'll just quickly show you. So this is step 3. Make sure it's all good. So that's what step 3 looks like. Write down your recovery phase. Okay. And now what I've got to do is after I print it out, I'll just make sure that's printed out. The next thing I've got to do is put those words in order. Okay. So you can write it in a book. You can print it out if you've got a printer. Because if you don't, basically you don't have this. All right, so when I print out, it's actually print out the 12 words. That's excellent. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go next. All right. And it says email your backup link. So I'll just show you what that looks like. All right, so it says email your backup link. This is where you type your email address in, okay? And this is the only other way to, if you lose access to computer or something, you can use your email to get, the backup of this. Now, this is probably, the only, I haven't investigated this too much, but this is possibly the only flaw to this whole thing. I haven't fully got to it, but if you can access to someone's email address and maybe have access to the computer, and possibly the password, you can get access to their funds if you don't know the recovery word. So it is a risk, but the thing is that this is for people who completely forget. They need their email and a chance of getting it back, and this is the only way it can be done. But it also allows for, if someone has access to your computer and some of the information, they might be able to get access to those funds and restore that wallet. So this is just part of how it works. It just makes sure, it does say your files are encrypted and it can't access your private keys, okay? But I have heard stories about this. Now, as far as I'm concerned, it's safe to, up to the level of, what would you call it? There's a certain amount of money that you might want to keep into these wallets, and then you move them to a hardware wallet. So remember I did one on the, where is it? Yeah, so here is this one. All right, that's a Trezor. Okay, so if you got more amounts of money that you don't want to risk being an Exodus, you would move it to a Trezor. All right, so I'm just going to turn off that screen. Okay, let's enter in our email address. I've got my printout of my 12 words. Make sure you put your right email address in. Then you click on finish, and it actually emails you your backup link. And not only that, Exodus backs up regularly, backs up all your information. and your keys. Now you can actually export your private keys with Exodus so that you've got access to them to yourself and you can keep them safe. So we're just waiting for that to do it. Okay, so now I'll just cover up the screen for a second. All right. Just so you can see. Right. So when it's finished, it will say backup complete, updated a few seconds ago, and then it will have email backup here, reset email and password, 12-word backup phrase, show 12-word phrase, and you've printed it out. So that's all you need to do the backup. But that is the first thing. Once you put funds in there and the little red thing comes up, that's the first thing you do. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go back into the portfolio. All right, so we'll turn this back on now. I'm going to make it bigger. Oh, new subscriber, thank you. So here is the big screen. Now you've got so many things on the screen. See how it's all green? It's like, well, I don't know. I don't really need all those things, right? So you click on settings. And I'm going to turn off all the ones I'm not really interested in at the moment. So we'll leave that. Turn some of these off. You just take the tick out. Like so. And there's heaps of them. So you can have as many as you want. And you can just leave the ones that you want in there. If they have a value, you won't be able to get rid of them. Okay, so we go back to portfolio and it's all green. And that's because the color for Bitcoin Cash is green. So I've got Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, and Ethereum and Litecoin. And so when you want to do anything to do with the wallet, you would click on the wallet and you've got all your different wallets here. Okay, and then all you need to do is you would select a wallet and you would click send. So this is a transaction that we just received. If you click on it, it tells you the transaction and then the amount, and also in the future it tells you what it's worth in the future as well. So that's pretty handy, and all this goes down here for all your transactions. If you want to send, you just click on send, and actually we're ready to send someone some Bitcoin Cash. So let's draw a winner. So I'm going to go back to here. And let's find a winner from video. Now, well, let's check what you guys have been up to while I've been busy doing that. Blah, blah. Thank you. Yes, won't show the password. Exodus should be always online, right up to date. Should be always on. Right to update. Yeah, I think what you're saying is, I don't know, you need to keep it updated all the time. I mean, you cannot send funds offline. Oh, okay, yeah. So the way it works is, because it's like, think of it like the internet or something. You've got to be connected. You're on a network. So now there's exceptions to this, but essentially to make the transaction, you need to be online. Now there is ways where you can actually send transactions. You'd have it offline and then you would do one action and send it online. But in this case, we're actually online with the internet. And when we send and receive, it actually goes out through the internet and makes that connection to the other nodes and then does the transfers. Okay. So what we're going to do is let's choose a comment video. My video. What other questions? G'day, John. Yeah, you can't send anything offline. Not that I'm aware of. These things where you can do stuff offline, there might be other ways you can do that, but it's a network. You've got to be connected at some stage. It's impossible, no charge amount. Change the Exodus color, ecom. Change the Exodus color. All right, well, to change that, so you can just go into settings, skins. We can even choose personalities if you want. Box mining, he's pretty cool. These guys, crypto market. So there's celebrities that have got their own skins. That's pretty good. I don't know. Let's change it to... Okay, let's just... You can do it whatever you want, but I'm going to put Dusk Sky. Go back to portfolio, and we'll go back to finding... Let's find a... Pick a winner from the last one. Who's it going to be? Okay, so pick a winner. Philip Johansson, I think. Jonathan Johansson. The real question is, couldn't Litecoin destroy all-time highs this year? That's what I'm hoping for, he says. Thank you, Philip. I appreciate that. I am going to send you some Bitcoin Cash first. So we copy. And we go straight into Exodus. You can actually see how we're going to do the transfer. So we go into Wallet. And then we've got our Bitcoin Cash. We click on Send. And then we paste in the Bitcoin Cash address. And we put in here $10 USD. Notice over here. It's going to cost us 2 cents. And then afterwards, we're going to have $89.02 at the end of it. See, this is remaining balance, and that's the fee. All right. So we'll click Send on that one. So now you guys can actually see me sending it. Before you couldn't because it was on the other computer. Send. And then it says success. Transaction successfully sent. So that's cool. We'll go back to here. So congratulations, Philip, on that. So just to talk about his question about Litecoin destroying all-time highs. So it looks like he must have a lot of Litecoin and hoping that it's going to do really well. Now, Litecoin has been around for some time. Let's have a quick look at it before we go on to some more questions. So let's have a look. Where are we going to go? CoinMarketCap. All right, and Litecoin. So now Litecoin... We're at number 7, Litecoin, just under 10 billion. All right, we're at 181. It has been a lot higher than that in the past, I think recently. Charlie Lee, essentially, from what my understanding, is the founder of Litecoin. He recently came out and said that he sold all of his Litecoin, and since then, I haven't actually... I don't know who's doing this, like being the spokesperson for Litecoin. So I'm not sure who's doing that. We go to their website. This is the website. It hasn't changed too much. You'll always see the latest price in your currency up in the top left-hand side. They've got the video on how to use it, download the wallets. So this site is called litecoin.com, and it is a secure site. They've got all the different wallets that you can choose. And the wallets, just as far as I know, most of these just do the Litecoin. You can buy it on different exchanges, merchants where you can spend it, and Litecoin's pretty good. And I still buy Litecoin regularly because it's like I can't buy Dash, for example, here in Australia easily. So for example, Coinbase, it has Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum. So, you know, I like getting Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. I don't really buy Bitcoin because of the fees in transferring. And I'll use Ethereum when I need to do certain things with that. But, like, it's a little bit harder to send. It's a bit more complicated. It's okay in Exodus, but if you use other wallets, it's a bit more involved. But with the Litecoin, it's pretty simple. It's just a coin, a bit like Bitcoin. But basically it's the confirmation blocks are less. I don't know if they actually talk about too much here about the, you know, how long it takes to confirm. I think it's about 2.5 minutes from memory for Litecoin. I'll double check that. But basically it's faster confirmation times, and hopefully they're going to come out with some advancements. Here's the thing. Let's look at what they've had in the past. Look, it's been around since July 13 all the way through. Now, we talked about this before, but if you go to historical snapshots, right? Let's go back, I don't know, 3 years. All right, so where are we at? Let's say we're at 2018 now. Let's go 27, 16. Let's just go February 2015. Let's look at the top 10. Okay, so see this. So Bitcoin was at $216. That's cool. Ripple was 1 cent, just over 1 cent, and Litecoin was $1.79. So this was probably this is 2015. Litecoin was number 3 at just a little market cap of $64 million. Now, Litecoin, when we last look at it, was just under 10 billion. Now, so it had really good growth last year as well. There's no reason why Litecoin will continue. Now, at the moment, so it was number 3. You can see all the other ones that have been in that period of time. Yeah, it's interesting to see which ones are still there. Bitcoin, Ripple, Litecoin, Stellar. I think Stellar's in the top 10. Dash, and these other ones aren't. So if we go back to right now, Bitcoin, Ripple, Ethereum wasn't even in the picture. Stellar is still there. Litecoin's there. And Dash just moved outside the top 12. And that's in the last couple of years, okay? And you can see Litecoin at 181 when it was like a dollar something. So it's, it's went up considerably. It's nearly 200x, maybe 150x or something in those last couple of years. Now, there's no reason why as people come into the market, they see Litecoin and they go, hey, this is a cool coin to use. I can make transfers and buy stuff with this. They'll get into it. And, maybe there'll be something special that's come out with Litecoin to make it even better than what it is. If you start seeing those sorts of things happening and more adoption of Litecoin, it will continue to grow. And, it might 10x this year. Litecoin might go to $1,000. Litecoin might go to $500. It's a natural progression of this market cap. When the market cap gets bigger, these coins that stay in those same positions are going to have higher market caps, and the prices are going to be higher in turn. Okay, and depending on where they fit in this is whether or not their price is going to be higher or whether they're going to drop off the list. Okay, so Litecoin has got potential, but it's going to have to continue improving for people to use and be useful. Otherwise, it's just going to drop off and no one's going to use it. Okay, or if something replaces that function. So that's Litecoin. So hopefully that answers your question. So while we're at for time, we're at about 35 minutes. I might try and have a look at some of your questions you guys have got. Someone says Litecoin join to Facebook and Amazon. Haven't heard that one. Oh, LitePay coming soon. Yeah, I have heard of LitePay. So let's check that out. I don't know how much integration it's got at the moment. I think that's it. LitePay.us. That could be it. Get started. Yeah, I think this is it. Get started with Litecoin payments. So basically, accept Litecoin. They're offering a card as well, but we know Visa doesn't really like that, so I'm not sure how they're going to go or whether they've got the card set up or not. But yeah, I haven't tested out this service, but basically you can start accepting Litecoin, get the payment, or you can do an invoice. They pay it and then they deposit it in your bank account. So obviously they're going to offer convert it from Litecoin into fiat currency, which is good. I think they're charging at 1%, which is pretty good when they're going to direct deposit. I don't know if this is actually up and running and working, so it could be. I might sign up at some stage and check this out. Here we go. And then they've got the card. You order, activate, load, and spend. But as we've seen, Visa's basically, coming down on basically crypto, and they don't like having their cards associated with crypto. So there's not many the cards that actually work well. So I'm not sure what card LitePay is using, but that's interesting. All right, let's see what other questions you guys have got for me. Yep, and some of you guys are talking in a different language, which I can only speak English. That's okay. All right, so there's anything else that if you guys want anything answered, I can answer them now. So Ledley says, Ecom, do you recommend a lending platform? No, I don't recommend a lending platform. Lending platforms are just scams. You put your money in them, right? You might make some dollars and they might pay out regularly and you think that it's all okay. But as you continue, eventually one day you won't be able to get that money, just like with BitConnect. And all the other Ponzo type schemes are out there. They're all called lending programs, or they used to be called gifting programs. But at the moment, and also RevShare and stuff like that. So, there's just too much money to be made doing other things. Like, ICOs make way more money than you can imagine. So these, and even just trading or even buying and holding coins, you can start with a small portfolio. And let's say you even started with $1,000 probably at the end of last year. If you got any of the coins, even Bitcoin you held, you would have made about 10x on Bitcoin. If it was Litecoin, I think it was possibly 20x on Litecoin. Some of the other coins were 50x, and this was just standard coins, nothing special, not even at ICO prices. So there's some big gains, and yeah, there was a big year in the last 12 months for crypto. But the more and more people that come into it, the space is there's only going to be more demand for these coins. So you're still going to see, these 10x, 20, 30x, 50, 100x returns. You've just got to do your research and get into those coins and buy and hold long term. Or you might get into ICOs and buy and hold, or you might, use some different strategies to make cash quickly off that idea. So there's different ways and different things you do. Or if you're good with trading, you can trade short term. You can do day trading if you've got the time to do that, and you're not emotional about losing money or making money. You've got to be in between when you trade. And also it's a time commitment. But also you've got like swing trading, which is like 3 days through to 2 weeks. And then anything over that, it's more like a long-term trading. So they're all like genuine things, or you could offer product and services and charge in crypto, as well as maybe fiat. These are all legitimate things to get into, but lending platform is not legit. And if you refer people there, eventually they're going to lose your money. They're going to lose money. You're going to lose money, but you're going to make money off them while they're losing money, and you're going to lose money. There's no benefit in the end. Okay, so I wouldn't get involved in them. John says, I think LightPay February it will be up. Very good. They probably will be. So I might join the email and just find out a little bit more about that. That'd be interesting. Alrighty, I think we've covered most things. I think we might I'll quickly have a look at the news and the markets. So as you can see, the markets were a little bit green today. Stellar had a nice move there of 16%, Cardano up 12. The other guys, Bitcoin, Ethereum at 2 and 5%, Bitcoin Cash 1%. So around about 5%. There's a few red, VeChain down a little bit, 12%. Bitcoin Gold down a little bit, Icon, Quantum. Hardly anything. Big move by Steem. Not sure what was going on there with Steem. I'll have to find out. Steem was at $1, between $1 and $1.50 for so long, and then recently expanded out. It did go a little bit higher, but Steem is really steaming along right now. $6.63, up 50%. If I do have a Steem, I think my links are down below. I've got a Steem. I'm going to try putting more content on there. I've been so busy just on YouTube. I still need to put that content on Steam it, because it's a great site for getting content out there, and because it's deregulated, you basically can put the content out there without risk of having your account closed down or something like that. And it's good. People vote on you and your content, and if they like your content, they vote on you. And essentially, your votes contribute towards earning Steem. All right, and I might do a thing on that. I introduced a few people to Steem. In fact, my wife, when she started on Steem, we both started together. And the very first time, I think she did a couple of posts, and basically, one of her posts did really well, and that was it was a great thing. That she was putting up some really good content, and people voted on it and said yes. And so basically, when people vote on it, they're saying yes, I like this stuff, and it actually turns into actual physical dollars you can take it out if you so desire. So that's like getting paid crypto by making content. and good content at that, and having followers. So that's an interesting thing, and they're only going to get bigger. This is like a really interesting concept. So yeah, that's Steam, and it's at $6.63 at the moment. It did stay down for a long time, but I think it's going to continue moving up, and they're trying to improve the platform all the time. So and BitShares, in fact, that's funny. Steam and BitShares, the same person that created that. Same with EOS. EOS move up. So those three coins were created by the one person who began all that. So it's interesting how they're doing really well. BitShares is like a decentralized trading platform. I haven't really used it too much. It was a little bit too complicated. I found a couple of other ones that are better for doing decentralized trading. But yeah, if you guys are not ready for that, just stick with, using basically exchange within Exodus. So in Exodus here, if we open this up and you click on exchange, okay, and also it depends on how much money you have. You can change, let's say, Bitcoin for Litecoin, for example, and you can only do it for the coins that you have open. You've got to add more coins if you want to. So if I do half, we'll see if it allows me to do it. Yeah, if I want, I can swap half of Bitcoin Cash for Litecoin. If I press that button, it'll go off and it will swap me this Bitcoin for that. And this is how Exodus makes their money, by allowing them to do these exchanges, and they make a little bit of difference. So there might be, like here, it looks like a $4 difference, and they won't make all that. That's done by the guys that do the exchanging part, but they'll make a small percentage off that, and that's how come they keep developing the software. So that's when they make their dollars, is when you do exchanging in their platform, and it's really easy to do. So if you need to swap a coin, you can do that, or you put it into an exchange and swap it. A little bit more difficult. And then the other thing is you can use like a decentralized platform, which BitShares is. So yeah, that was the quick market. Let's have a quick look at Cointelegraph, see if there's any news happening today, and then we'll finish up. So we've done a little bit different tonight. We've put the news at the end, and but yeah, I just wanted to cover that Exodus so that I could have it on this PC and at least show you guys how it works. All right, so blah blah blah. Volkswagen Chief Digital Officer joins blockchain not-profit board. That's cool. See how we're getting more quality people into this space. Someone could argue, okay, maybe they aren't, but I'm talking people that experience running companies and businesses that can bring in talent, because you basically need things like that to make these projects move forward. So I think that's a good thing. What do we got here? I covered about payment processor Stripe ending support for Bitcoin. Okay, so there's nothing to... Well, that's interesting. My goodness, this is so close to home, and I didn't even see this one. World's first cryptocurrency airport in Brisbane. Okay, this is new to me. Like, this is just like half an hour away, so this will be cool. It's just around the corner. That's cute. Some kangaroos, cute little kangaroos. So B&E Brisbane Airport will soon become the first cryptocurrency airport, according to reports from local media. All right, well, I'll check that out. So they're going to do local, the restaurants are accepting Bitcoin, Ether, and Dash. Wow, that's exciting. That is good. I don't know how they're going to go with Bitcoin, because at the moment, maybe they'll switch to Bitcoin Cash or something. No one's going to pay a coffee for Bitcoin. They won't be the fee will be as much as the coffee itself, so that won't work. But at least they don't quite know that yet, but they'll learn that. It's called by Travel by Bit, a airport partner to buy digitally. Interesting. Let's have a quick look at what it says. Brisbane Airport. So Travel by Bit, that must be the business that's doing it, and so it's a partnership, and they must have a little terminal that they're going to do it. I might check it out and come back to you on that one. That's interesting. That is awesome. I don't even know when I'll get to the airport to check that out, but that'd be cool. So I'll try and find some more info about that one. But there you go. This sort of stuff, like, can you imagine airport? This may be overseas. I don't know if it's the same with you guys. But basically, if you have a concentrated area like an airport where so many people come together and then they're using the cryptocurrency to pay for things, I think this is a really good thing, a good move. So that's exciting. I wouldn't mind checking that out. They might be expanding, starting out payments for airports, and then maybe moving on to other locations. So that's interesting. I'll check that one out. There you go. I love keeping up with the news. There's so much to learn. All right, let's see if there's anything else before we finish up. Okay, nothing too exciting there. I think that's about wraps it up. And the last thing I'll look at is always like ICO drops. And if you want to find out more about ICOs, because you know I get into them, I had someone send me a message today. I'll get back to them shortly, and I'll give you some info. So that's coming. But yeah, if you want to reach out to me, you can either send me a comment, or you can go to my page. This one here. If you go here, you can subscribe. That will get you to the YouTube. But if you just click on the little Facebook thing up here, you'll be able to send me a message on Facebook, and I will respond with some info for you. But yeah, if you want to know about anything to do with ICOs, basically you can click the link below or message me, and I'll point you in the right direction, because yeah, it's pretty amazing getting into ICOs. Essentially, it's getting into coins for the cheapest amount of money you can imagine. So pretty excited today. I won't go into too much details, but one of the coins I got into, just one of these ICOs just recently, it just listed on some of the exchanges, and so the price, I think on that one already went 3x. So we'll see how it goes when it gets to the next exchange. But that's a good start. All right. And you know, like I talk about it like it's nothing, but you know, 3x is massive. If you had, it depends, it's all relative. If you had $100 in it and you 3x'd it, you'd be at 300 now. If you had 20,000 in it and you 3x, it'd be worth 60 grand. You'd make 40 grand. Okay, and this happens quite regularly with these ICOs. And as you can see, Icons made 70x. If we scroll all the way down here, these are some of the ones that are at 4x and 3x. Look how many there are. You know, these are just heaps of them. Okay, so there's plenty of money to be made in ICOs, because it's the cheapest price you can get for these coins. All right, so yeah, hit me up if you need to know anything about that, and don't forget that if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe, and also hit the little bell icon so you get notified when I put out a live video. That'd be great. And also make sure you ask a question, a comment, because tomorrow night I'll be drawing another winner for $10 worth of Bitcoin Cash, and that could be you. So that'd be exciting. So I really appreciate everyone tonight. I think we've got, last Ken says, when you see a crypto debit card, do you have to claim taxes on your transaction? Depends on where you are. So it's different countries have different things. Some have, like in Australia, we have GST, and these other countries have other taxes. So if I have money of some sort and I exchange that here in Australia for another product, if I go buy a coffee at the shop, I'm actually paying GST in that coffee, and the place that sells that coffee, they've got to pay that 10% to the government. So it's like a consumption tax. So different places have different rules. So if you use a crypto card and you pay someone, they'll be liable for that 10% tax. So each country's different, but that's what it's like in here. Alrighty, no worries, guys. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys being on, and I will see you tomorrow night, and I always read your comments, and I always like your questions. So I appreciate that, and I hope you've learned something tonight. Alrighty, I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.